Respect, love. Why do we have so many brothers out there disrespecting the sisters? That's what I want to know. And no, I'm not just talking black. I'm talking black, yellow, brown, white, whoever. All I know is there's a major fight between the human race, the sexes, the men and women. Why do we have all this negativity in which we're swimming? And how come all these females have black eyes and our brothers out walking around with the names pimp and player like it's a disguise? That's what I want to know. How come these females got black eyes? And to the so-called men, I want to know why you don't take responsibility for the things you're putting in our community, affecting our children's minds with that thug life, respect me, recognize. Recognize, respect what? Some freaky controlling guys? A game full of lies? I want to know, when did this start and why you so willingly accept your demeaning part? Your speech is so hypocritical. Don't you understand how critical it is for you to take care of your kids? For you to have the backs of your mother, your brother, your father and sister? But most of all, the woman who stands beside you? Stop treating these females like they can be dismissed. The spirit of my way, you must resist this. So again, we got that APB out, and it's urgent. We're calling every so-called man that thinks he can curse his mother. We're calling every man that hates his brother, every man that thinks he's God, every man that uses women to beat on, every man that uses abuse as a tool to manipulate others. But most of all, we're calling every man that mistreats his sisters and brothers. What I'm talking about is an APB to the ends of this earth, all across the nations. What I'm talking about is that APB to bring you punks in and eliminate this sin. We can't have this disrespect anymore. I'm a strong woman who's saying it's time to even the score. Break down this evilness and get to a common core of mutual respect. I will not stand for it anymore. But you say she instigated the argument. Well, I'm not saying women don't have a tendency to push the limit, but her words didn't physically assault you. What are you gonna do when they find her on the floor with a Timberland imprint on her face? That's something you can't erase. Are you gonna sit there talking about how her words forced you? Let me guess, it was self-defense? Did she instigate that imprint on her face? Did she instigate that fist in her mouth? Did she instigate that violence that took her so far south that she's 6 feet under? Did she instigate that violence and deserve to hear your voice along with your foot pound her like thunder as you beat her until she could no longer respond, until she was gone from this earth? Were you thinking about how the children wouldn't have a mother? Were you thinking about how your daughter is learning to be accepting of this pain from her brother and how he's learning to treat her? Don't you know it all starts at home? But you were thinking about what she did to me. You were thinking about how you're angry. You were thinking about how you didn't have a daddy. You were thinking about nothing, because you weren't thinking, my brother, at all. You weren't thinking, because if you were, you would have been a man and stood tall. You would have kept your woman protected from all the pain. You would have kept your hands at your side. And if you were really a man, your hand would have never turned into a fist. If you were really a man, you would have handled your business without taking it out on that female who is a somebody. She is a somebody. She was a somebody. She was your sister. She was your mother. She was a queen on this earth, and she was a child of God. Who are you to take out another? Who gave you permission? That's what I want to know, and it's why I got out in All Punks Bulletin. I'm tired of the stereotypical brothers sitting back drinking the juice and gin. I'm tired of hearing stories of the lives your 9 sawed-off shotties and AKs claimed, 'cause really, it was you who aimed, ranting and soaking about it's the gang and thug life and you can't get out. I don't want to hear it. The excuse about why you act the way you do. 'Cause what I know is it may help me understand, but it don't justify. What I know is you can get out. There is a way, but you gotta drop all the negativity you see. We could join hands in unity, but you'd rather use that fist than to communicate and compromise. You'd rather use your fist than to reevaluate your life. You'd rather take that fist and sink it so far into her mouth than to admit you're wrong. You'd rather stomp her than to contemplate what you are really about. That's why we got a serious epidemic. This epidemic is that nobody wants to think anymore. Nobody wants to take responsibility. when they have the ability. You have the ability to step up. You have the ability to say whatever you want to. You have the right to do just about anything you feel like. But my point is that not all things are prosperous. Not all things lead to life and you getting somewhere in it. But you don't really care, do you? All that you were thinking about when you smashed your brothers to the ground was that he took your woman. Did you ever think that maybe she wasn't property? Maybe the reason she drifted away from you was that you weren't treating her right, G. Maybe that man that you just beat down was the one that took her confidence and brought it back when she thought it was lost and told her no, it was found. Maybe that brother on the ground was the one that treated her like a queen. Maybe he was a man to her when you was acting like a boy. Maybe he was her king when you were treating her like a toy. Now don't get me wrong thinking I said she right. Don't get me wrong that there wasn't a reason for a fight. But get me right when I say it didn't need to happen. Get me right when I say that today is the day you need to step back and reevaluate your life. Brother, you need to check yourself.